Is this herb familiar to you? Let me guess. Chefs and culinary enthusiasts can identify it faster with a blink of an eye, and perhaps even you. I'm referring to the oregano, which should really be familiar to chefs and moms since the kitchen is their favorite workplace. Welcome to Sibanga 360 inMotion channel. Back to the subject of this post. The oregano is a perennial herb which is easy to propagate and not that delicate to attend to. Planting one small branch and with proper potting soil or garden soil, it can grow really tall when left unpruned. I prefer to prune or reduce the height of the growing plant as eventually the branches tend to droop back to the ground if left without support. So I would cut the stem when tall enough since it can also grow into really bushy at some point. This early, I admit, I'm not an expert on cultivating the plant, but I did have grown a good number of potted oreganos to my delight. Since I have limited space for growing plants, I usually harvest the stems and leaves for future use. That's the best option I considered rather than see the leaves wilt and get wasted for nothing. So here I have a bunch of newly harvested oreganos, taking off the leaves from the stems. Afterwards, wash them with water to remove dust and soil particles. Next, I prepare a basin of tap water for second washing. I usually add 3 spoons to about 1/2 cup of baking soda. The more baking soda the better, but 3 spoons is okay. Stir well to dissolve the soda, and once done, I soak the leaves for about 5 minutes. This gives me an assurance that any contaminants or dirt I fail to remove when the first washing will eventually be cleaned or washed away. I just recalled that 6 years ago, I posted a video on how I clean my fruits and vegetables, and I placed the link above for quick reference. That procedure is still effective though, but adding or substituting baking soda is equally effective too. A main side note here while doing this video, I'm dumping for a while my video editor and testing the freemium package, free but a premium suite, complete for video, audio, color, FX, and more from Blackmagic Design. My learning curve was shorter than I expected, so this post video is the first output of our learning effort. So far, the main computer I'm using has not crashed yet as compared to my previous video editor that somehow I have experienced tedious, frustrating, and crashing intervals. Thanks to BMD, I am coming to like DaVinci Resolve. After the second wash, I place the leaves over prepared racks for quick drying using paper towels. Pressing gently the towels will hasten the absorption of water off the leaves. I do this to make the drying process faster. I should confess, this video is part of the many sessions I have recorded for preserving the oregano. I tested many processes and eventually considered this good to go. Then I slice or dice the leaves into strips of about 1/8 of an inch. There's no hard rule on the size though. Then the strips are laid out on a prepared baking pan, ready for the final step of drying. Don't get overwhelmed by the volume or quantity of diced leaves. It looks like there's so much, but really, there's not much of it. Not really. I sort of bake the leaves for about half an hour until they turn brown, dry, and wilted. Must be very careful not to burn or toast the leaves than what is necessary. When the strips turn brown or dark brown but not burned, take out from the oven. It is ready for the next process. Set aside and cool down the baked strips. When ready, blend for about 1 or 2 minutes. This will depend on how fine or flaky I would like to end up with my preserved oregano. I always use a face mask while blending as the process produces so much oregano dust particles. You see, even with a mask, still I can smell the pure oregano whiff in the air and dust from the blender and around me. By the way, sometimes I also include the small stalks or branches if I want to, which would result in more drying time. So today I just work on the leaves. The final result of our effort will look just like this, small flakes and powdery. Let me compare the bottled oregano from the market and the one I just made. I'm sure that my processed flakes and powder contain pure oregano and no preservative or any ingredient was added. Continuously making my own assures me that I would never run out of supply. Now I can store the preserved leaves in a container for safekeeping in a cupboard or shelves ready for use anytime. I have a second video preserving oregano using a simple method which I will post soon. Thanks for watching and appreciate your coming back to my channel. Bye bye.